everyone, and welcome to Bronyville. This is Bronyville for, March 5th, 2014. I'm your host, Cider.
And I'm Bro Sandy.
Bro Sandy, covering all the greatest hits of the Frozen community. Let it go, Sandy. Just let it go.
That's the point. That's why we're here.
I've not
celebrating our love, a $1 billion animated movie, even though we're dudes.
Yeah, it's really great that we're able to overcome. We're the first community to overcome a great gender divide to enjoy something made for females.
I know, right?
Yeah, really. I mean,
maybe one day people can like whatever they like just because they like it, not because they're dudes.
No, we need just that's impossible. There's never going to ever be anything ever where you could enjoy it regardless of your gender. It's just never going to happen. I'm sorry.
That's too. One day we shall overcome.
Oh, that's glorious. Love it. Hey guys, Bronyville, Apple Cider, Chef Sandy.
Yep.
Feathers here.
Hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Not bad.
Cool. All right, good. Show's over. Let's go home. Wait, I am home. Crumbs. Yeah, so we're here for another show. Peter, with Peter, we told you that Peter was going to be on the show. Some schedule conflict he had to push to next week, which is totally fine. We get to get him right before BabsCon and all that craziness. So we will be spending a lot of time talking to him and having some goodness, and me kind of giving pointers on not getting lost in the Tenderloin district of San Francisco. And all the goodness. So we'll have that this week. Though we're doing pony again, so beware. We're gonna talk some horse.
All right.
So Sandy, how have you been?
Pretty good. It's lots of hurry up and wait in my projects, but life is all right. Getting fit, lifting heavy things, and putting them back down.
I guarantee you that when we meet, you'd be able to just destroy me. Like, if you wanted to. Like, you probably have assumed far more muscle mass in this period than I have. Like if I need, you're just going to be my enforcer during the con. If somebody wants to start stuff, just be like, get him first.
Oh, you're going to have some Bronyville beef? Let's fix this.
Yeah, you stop him.
Oh yeah!
Oh, you can be my Undertaker, and I'll just be the what? Oh God, I'm missing his name. Pallbearer. Just yes. However, he'd probably be a better Mankind. I don't know.
Yeah. I will leave Socko at home.
Yeah, that sounds good. So just a whole bunch of that. Feather, how about you? What's your MO been?
Oh, not too much. Enjoying sitting around a lot more, and generally enjoying the springish weather.
Have you had difficulty sitting around?
No, I've gotten to do more of it in a place that I actually rent instead of kind of hang out at. So all moved in now, and it's nice. I like it.
You're pro moving out into a better place?
Yes. We worked on that for about 2 or 3 weeks, and now I've gotten settled in. I've gotten re-domesticated.
Oh.
Yes. I've gotten teased about it at work even, but that's okay.
Starry and I have looked at a place of our own. We have a place of our own right now, but we've been looking at a 2-bedroom in the area, and it's kind of ridiculous how much extra money you spend for another bedroom and your apartment stays the exact same size.
Oh yeah.
It's just like the idea of this is that I gain like 300 more square foot minimum. Why am I paying more for an extra wall? Like I don't understand this, but it's a thing, I guess.
It's that premium. They figure that if you're buying a 2-bedroom, you either have extra money to burn, or you've got an extra person and you want to be able to separate them out so you can do stuff away from them and such.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. I've also been pondering, like, one of the things I've kind of wanted to do was, we live in the East Bay right now, which is, you know, kind of East Stavington of the Bay. It's not. We're beneath East Stavington. We're kind of in this.
Bludgeonington?
Yeah, it's you know, it's one of those things where right now we're in this nice kind of comfortable bubble surrounded by particular areas of Stavingtons. But you know, it's not like we're in Oakland or anything. Geez. Not to say there are nice areas of Oakland. There's also very non-nice areas of Oakland. Historically. But you know, I've been wanting to either move maybe over more on the peninsula, which is the mega expensive side of the city. Or this area, because it's like, oh, this is where all the tech companies live. So everyone that, you know, works at any tech business ever wants to live on this side. So congratulations, you're fighting against engineers who have $200,000 salaries each year for a 1-bedroom apartment. So it's been fun. Well, we'll have to figure something out at some point, because I think having our own office room for us would be good. As for our stuff, AudioStrat, or DevScruff, the company that has AudioStratus, is now a thing. It's actually a full-on company thing now, I guess. So I'm now a CEO. This is weird. I have no one to fire. I could only.
You're a corporate crap weasel.
I know, really. I have so much power and so little to do with it right now. I can't lord it over anyone. It's gross.
You should hire someone so you can fire them.
I'm just dying for the time that I can just go McMahon of just like, you're fired. Then I could just drop the microphone and walk out of the ring. You know, it's just yeah. I can't fire myself. Then that just becomes difficult. You know. And then if I hire someone, then there's like the severance and everything. It just gets difficult. You know. I guess I'll just have to wait on that. Yeah, I should buy a mirror to scowl at. That's a good one, Drone Bug. Rip off my shirt. Board meetings here are really odd. But yeah, I am that DevScruff is totally a thing now, and it has like things like stock and shares and things like that. And now I am in the process of actually getting stuff squared away to go to angel investors with this crazy online recording platform. So woo!
Cool.
Spooky times. Hello, Mr. Person. Would you like to give me several $100,000 to put this crazy dream for reals? You might. Well, crap. I guess now this can't be a dream anymore. It's got to actually be a thing. So, yep. I'm still, yeah, it's all crazy. Like, can't wait to see how all this pans out, and, you know, but it looks like more and more it's turning into an actual thing. I never thought I'd see a day where it's like, I own a corporation. What? So, yep. All right. Should we talk horse?
I think we should.
I guess
we also have our sponsors.
There's horse stuff to talk about. There's also sponsor stuff to talk about. So, yeah, okay. Who's sponsors, I guess?
I guess. You know, there's those guys there. We Live Fine. They make shirts with horses on them and other stuff, too. They decided they were going to do a blacklight DJ Pone 3. She looks kind of Tron.
Just a little.
They have pony leggings. Several other things. Their My Little Pony Season 4 contest winners have been pretty good. Samba Neko did first one, and then Leakfish did Fight Like a Girl. Flutterbat won. Jackie Yanez has done one. There's some neat designs. The Nightmare Moon one by Samba Neko is the newest one, I think, and is pretty cool.
There's also a bunch of other stuff. I just noticed if you're a Dota fan, they have a Shagbark plush. Which looks...
Really?
Yeah, with a digital unlock.
Ooh.
Get it. You unlock Dota stuff. Yeah, we actually need to double check with them because I know that that Starry purchased the cat bug, or not the cat bug, the puppy cat plush, and we still haven't seen it yet, even though it's supposed to roll out in March. Let's see. There's some other stuff that they have here. Looks like they're doing a Sesame Street design contest. So similar to the pony stuff, they've got that rolling out. Yes, that's correct, Starry. That is the song for... Yes. Correct. Yeah, that's so Bronyville 10 gets you 10% off the stuff over at We Love Fine, just in case you want to go buy yourself some swag and save on some shipping, you know.
Yep. Well, I've ordered both the Trixie and Future Twilight ones, so I'm waiting on those to show up.
Oh.
But those aren't going to be out for a while yet.
You know, this is kind of cool. I just noticed they have a Rainbow Dash shirt with, like, the shoulders are rainbow stripes. Like I should... Yeah, let me... Pulling it up on this slow machine. It ain't moving fast at all. Putting it into the chat. It's kind of neat.
The... We Love Fine's website's always slow.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash knitted sweater. If you would like a $48 knitted sweater with Rainbow Dash on the front. Kind of neat. Anyway, that's We Love Fine. WeLoveFine.com. Bronyville 10 gets you 10% off of purchases.
Yay. And then there's BabsCon. Holy crap, it's 2 weeks away.
Yep. Holy crap, you're here in a week.
Yep.
For BabsCon.
I'm excited.
Yep.
You can't pre-register, though, so our coupon code Bronyville10 doesn't work anymore.
Yep.
Pre-reg is over. And hey, in Evernights 2014, we're back, and he brought friends.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Evernights Dallas is back.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. So right now, we're finalizing some contracts. We've announced our first guest, Tabitha St. Germain. We're waiting on the IRS to give us our EIN so we can get our bank account and so we can take money. One of the problems with being a subsidiary corporation of a much larger group, you still have to have your own EIN and you have to have your own bank account. So processes, hurry up and wait seems to have been the phrase of the hour, except it's been that way for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I've got...
But hey, we're finally able to announce who our new corporate sponsor is. It's Phoenix Entertainment, the people that run A-Con.
That's not a massive...
a big deal.
That's not a massive convention.
Yeah. A-Con is a 25-year-old anime convention here in Dallas. They had 23,000 people last year. And, well, they were wanting to do a PonyCon for a while. And we needed a new corporate sponsor / sugar daddy. And things just worked out. So, yeah. We have 2014 and 2015 already working on that. And we'll have our announcements out to like Equestria Daily and other sites here as soon as we're able to take money, because there's no use in getting everybody hype if they can't throw money at the screen. So yes, check out our Facebook. We'll post announcements there. We post announcements to our Twitter, the usual places.
And remember, Nightmare Nights Dallas, the ride never ends.
Nope.
You next year's shirt really does need to be Princess Luna with the top hats with the ride never ends.
Yeah.
or at least your bat pony doing it.
Yeah. Just a classy, instead of the armor, he's got a suit on and he's holding the top hat.
The ride never ends, Sandy. All right, let's see. And Audio Stratus, that's my thing. I already talked about it. Making an online digital audio recording platform so that if you are recording with your friends, much as I am right now with Chef Sandy, and he's all the way in Texas and I'm in the U.S., you notice that our audio quality, mine sounds pretty good. Sandy's is all right. Feathers is, well, a little bit, different. But we want it so that the sound quality is crystal clear so that every single person sounds like they are in the exact same room. It's doable. There's a way to do it. We've got it all scoped out, and that's over at audiostratus.com. We are getting all that in the works. Progress. And also by stamps.com. Not really. Okay.
Hey, small business owner.
Do you need to ship things?
Is your local post office a hellhole?
Do you not like to talk to people?
Are you a shut-in who does stuff on the internet because you don't like personal interaction?
How do you know? Those commercials. Yeah. You know what? Podcast commercials are sometimes the best worst things. Because they're just like, hey, we can advertise for a song and a dance. Because nobody pursues podcast advertising unless the podcast themselves kind of do it.
Yep.
So, anyway, horse.
Horse, yes, we have news, lots of news.
Fire status?
Oh, well, today's news about the finale, I would say pre-Yellowstone Caldera.
Whoa, I haven't even heard about this.
So,
let's get into it.
We will get into it in just a minute. First of all, very important to April stuff. Seth decided, hey, he's never going to get off the ride either, so he made the April Fool's thing. The 35th anniversary of Friendship is Magic. Things like the changeling genetic recombination exosuit finally overcomes legal hurdles. Hoverboard Industries. The Drawfriend stuff with...
we should talk about all the April Fools.
Yeah,
let's go through the stuff that we remember because April 1st was... Oh, boy, so many April Fool's jokes. Okay, so let's see. I think of the really good ones, the ones that I think were top-notch, I think the best that happened on April Fool's was HorseCon.
Yeah, HorseCon was pretty funny.
So
just because they made it out to be this huge, massive thing, and... It's a freaking Motel 6 and 8 Mile in Detroit.
Right. It's so the basis is that there was like, hey, there's going to be a convention called HorseCon up here in Detroit. And, it was made to, they had a really nice web page and, had all these things, kind of had some outlandish, like things that they said that they were going to do. But, it all seemed really, really legit. And the web page had been up for at least a week before like April Fool's. So I was like, well, this might actually be a thing. And then, like, the location of where it happens at is, like, not only is it a Motel 6, but it's kind of the Google Maps view for some reason. Like, it was like the car was trying to get out of there as fast as possible, and so it has this weird tilt to it. It's like, get out of here, we don't want to be on this road anymore. And then, finally, it was discovered that... They revealed it was an April Fool's joke by Pony Toast just posting the best picture of himself ever. Just this crazy glamour shot of himself with like his shirt half exposed down his chest. So there's just a gush of just chest hair pouring out and him just looking so swaggered. It was like, good job. Like, just well thought out, well played. Definitely for us that knew about it, the HorseCon stuff was like, all right, that was good. You got us pretty well. As for our festivities, we did two things. One, the Bronyville post for we did the April Fool's joke with the stream, which was both the listing that said please delete the file because it was corrupt. The fact that we traded episodes with Brony Time, and then they got an awful show from us. And then we were helping out with a whole bunch of other media teams to do the Avril Lavigne April Fool's joke.
That was fun.
So yeah, we worked with Derby Hooves News, Horse News, a few of the other ones to come up with the idea. I was the one that suggested Avril Lavigne because pretty much the idea and the basis around that April Fool's joke was find a actress who is famous enough but not too famous that could be a potential, and that if there was enough good buzz about, could actually be in the show. And so that's why we went with Avril Lavigne, because she did a voice in Over the Head. She is a well-known 8-time Grammy nominated singer. And it actually could be something where if it was similar to Weird Al, where everyone went, "Oh yeah, that sounds great," that, it could potentially happen. And yeah, it definitely caught some people going like, what? Avril Lavigne? I don't know. Yep, that was a pretty good one. And what were the other ones? Femfiction said the Femfiction one was kind of the weakest one for me, where it's like, we got purchased by Facebook. Like, relevant,
Yeah,
but
that was silly.
But Zero Brain Cells picked it up. I'm trying to remember any others.
I can't really think of that many. I mean,
Pickle Barrel Kumquat, EFN stuff. Yeah. I mean, there was almost to the point that oh God, M.A. Larson's jokes.
yeah, the fake script. Yes.
Fakes. Do you take Princess Twilight as your bride? Yeah, brah. It's like, oh God, yes, that's great. It's hilarious.
The end. The show ends with the wedding, and then yeah.
So let's see. Architect continuing the entire April Fool's joke of changing his icon to M.A. Larson. Who Architect is? What's his name? Anderson. He does all the music. Is it? Or he does the
Stephen
background.
Andrews.
There you go. Stephen Andrews, who does the background music. Yeah. So. Yeah, there was a bunch of April Fool's stuff going around. I'm trying to remember if there's any other big ones.
Ponytoes pretending to be MK Toon and then ending up having a draw off with MK Toon. That was actually kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Mike Vogel and they were both drawing at each other. Yeah, people seem to have a good bit of fun. Didn't see anything really too crazy. Because there's always like, oh, look, it's fake products. And oh, look, it's like, apparently Capcom posted something. Capcom Japan posted something about a Mega Man X revival, and they posted this design document, and everyone was like, oh my God.
Don't get your hopes up. Get it dashed quickly because Mega Man is so dead in Capcom's eyes.
And it was this great design too. But no.
Yeah, see I just had one. The BronyCon board game was actually pretty neat. Like they mocked that up. Like you knew it was fake, but it was like, that's kind of really well done. Good job. Like that looked kind of neat. As for like real April Fool's jokes, the only one I think I participated with was the Pokemon thing on Google Maps. I actually know or heard of people who found out about it, noticed that there were Pokemon like 30 miles away, and went and drove to pick them up. You don't have to do that.
What?
My
God.
The app just would let you capture them no matter what the distance was, so... I don't know, maybe they thought it was like Ingress, and they had to go like physically to the location to capture them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, April Fool's was silly. It was a very, very silly day. Let us never let it happen again.
Huh. So the Brony doc actually is the Brony's Got Gone Wild thing.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too. Like that.
Then they actually are like, okay, actually, so we are going to release the unreleased tapes. It'll premiere at BabsCon. You can buy the disc for $10 or just name your price digital.
Well, that's good. That's good on that. That was actually that I had to applaud because it. There had been so much like. I don't know if it would be questionable, but there had definitely been points that we kind of questioned the honesty of that doc. And what it set out to do and how successful it was at doing that, and the fact that they were able to make that joke and then come back around and be like, and here's the stuff, like, okay, all right, here that's. I'm still not certain that the doc actually did what I would have wanted it to do, and I still kind of disagree with some of their like their complaints after the fact of like it not selling as well as they hoped. But then, yeah, you know, if they are still coming out and going like, hey, here's some extra stuff, you know, we need to recoup costs. Here's 200 hours of extra footage. Okay, cool, sweet, let's do that.
So yeah, let's see. Convention stuff. Yay, Equestria LA. Well, not yay, but convention stuff. Equestria LA is gone. It's over. Yeah, any time a convention's like, we're gonna take a year off. That's code for it's over. In like 90% of the cases. So yeah, just saying, guys. If a convention says we're taking a year off, it's probably over.
And you, well, with you and me, Sandy, we also we've been talking to Karen, you know, Glittering Pony, and you know, all intents and purposes, every time we discussed it's like, so EQLA, and she's like, I don't know.
No. No.
And then there was that temporary revival.
Yeah, some guys were like, well, we're going to revive EQLA.
It lasted a few hours.
Yeah, and then Karen was like, yo, I own the trademark to this, and you're using copyrighted characters. You should probably cut this out. And they did. And Shannon Kent is not going to be able to attend BronyCon. Whoops. But I imagine their guest list is probably going to pop up pretty big after BabsCon. They're probably just biding their time.
Yeah, get out of the, you know, they are in the middle of the summer and everything, so they're probably going to have I've already seen the people who have had like BronyCon convoy lists already set up of just like, here's 40 people that are coming and all the rooms are going to get, you know. So those will certainly fill up once this all starts moving, so.
Yeah. Still ain't going to go out to Baltimore.
I'm not, you know, I've got Babs here. I kind of like, if I was going to do another one on this coast, it would probably be BronyCan, and then, you know, I guess I'll do this Nightmare Nights thing.
Yeah, I think I'll attend that Nightmare Nights thing. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything other than Babs. We'll see. Let's see. CTV reported on Bronies because, hey, they're Canada. Maybe they're sometimes a little bit behind the times, but they're always infallibly polite. And the link that is not loading.
Oh no!
It's probably like, this is for Canadian viewers. You can't watch it, eh? Sorry.
Hey, what's this about? You trying to go and look at our links there, eh? You dirty mayor. What accent was that?
I don't know, eh?
I don't know. Oh, you hoser! You trying to go and check out our links, eh? Oh, you know, you take our Stanley Cup enough times, and now you think you can go get our news.
So the Pony Toys are actually at McDonald's now, so you can go get those. Funrise has... Okay, so this is annoying, right? So Funrise, maker of the Noodle Hair Ponies, have released their spring set, which is the main six with hair colors similar to the Rainbow Power stuff, and a Trixie and a Derpy. And the Derpy actually does have derped eyes. I have been to probably 8 or 9 different Walmarts in North Texas, and I cannot find them anywhere. So I
found. Oh, I wish I'd known. I found Trixie. I found Trixie up at one way up north of Plano, over by McKinney.
Oh, that one off of 75. I was over there the other day.
No, it's on 380.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, when I say way up north, I mean way up north. I have to go back up there on Monday or Tuesday. I'll take another look through and see if I can find it.
Yeah, you would think the ones here closer to where we are, like the one in Frankfurt doesn't have it.
There were at least a dozen of the large Trixie and probably 2 dozen of small in the bin, but none of the Derpy.
Well, we'll see. I mean, not the Toys R Us in Frisco that has an entire row of just pony stuff has several of the freaking huge $30 like at Applejack and Cheerly and Octavia, but none of the brand new ones.
The saddest thing I've seen going around and looking for those two, for my wife, of course, is that consistently there are always a lot of vinyl scratches sitting around.
Yeah,
for a home.
Well, to move just back up a little bit here, any of you picked up the Mickey D's toys?
I have not yet, though I have seen them.
I have one right in here. I'm opening the bag as we speak.
What do you got?
Each one comes with a $1 off coupon for an actual brushable, or simply My Little Pony Friends item from Hasbro. So that is a $1 coupon. Hey, parents/guardians, redeem this coupon. Please present it wherever those are sold. Here is a collection of stickers. Use stickers to rainbowfy your pony. And we simply, we asked them, as like, hey, could we purchase, one of each? And they simply went, purchase one and get out of here because it's late. But we got a pink pony.
A punk. I do like the fact that they don't have the damn hair clips this time, because that kind of ruined them.
Yeah, but it's kind of odd. They're definitely doing the rainbowfy because she is yellow and pink with crazy yellow and pink tail.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't think that they'll probably change the colors around for ongoing seasons. I would hope not, but just because the color combinations are a little atrocious.
Just go crazy with them. Yeah, and no Apple Pony, as we've stated
if
before.
I'm going to get them, I'm going to get the Celestia and the Luna. I'm kind of indifferent on the other ones.
Yeah. We simply got our what we could. Oh, God, I just saw that link for that you put in the chat of the terrible fakey Featherprop.
Oh, man.
That's a disgusting fakey. It just has a
Yes, but even better, look who's on the front of the package.
I know, it's just this weird blue
Rainbow Jack.
It's the weird half child of Applejack and Rainbow Dash. It's amazing. Yeah, that's
magic. They don't gotta explain anything.
Absolutely. Her eyes have like this red tinge like around the corner that just makes it look like she's just like, I've seen some shit. Oh, there's your yay.
Oh, good lord. Yep, there's another one.
Yep.
So the CCG, hey look, Interplay's pushing back their CCG again.
Hey, don't sound angry there, Sandy. It only happened to you once.
Okay. Those fakies that... Are you having fun just digging on fakies, Featherprop?
My Felicity sent it to me. I felt a duty to share them with everyone.
Oh, wow. These are terrible!
I'm pretty sure that the epic on the cards is probably April Fool's, though the supportive is legit. They're changing some mechanics around. Rarities 10 is out in the store. I've seen it. So if you're big on the CCG and need a card 10 to carry your cards in, go for it.
And besides, that Owie Zodal epic card isn't very epic.
Well, what was it? Villain at the end of each turn, the player moves one of their characters home from this card's problem. It's worth 5. It's 5, only 2 points.
I would imagine it would do more if it was an epic card, or it would be worth more, or it would have a higher point value to fight against.
Yeah, but it was posted on April 1st, so it's probably a ruse.
Yep.
Don't believe it, kids.
Good going.
Blacklight DJ Pwn 3.
Yes, we've explained.
Not April Fool's joke. Rainbow Rock's novel, this is the prequel to the Rainbow Rocks movie, is apparently god-awful. I've not bothered to infect my computer with it. Have either of you looked at it?
I read it. It was... when I read it, it was before Mike Vogel had dropped that it was a prequel. And it sounded like a straight-up script adaptation to me, just something that was done really quick and written way down to a particular reading level. It was just, like narration of events, and then they had some song lyrics in there that never comes through well, and it is what it is. I mean, it's the kind of thing that if you're writing for young kids, of course kids will like it. They like to see things follow, like a movie to book adaptation. Kids like to see stuff follow through exactly. They want to see all the events that they remember from seeing. They want to read it. So from that standpoint, I said, well, it's about what they're probably asking for. It's not something that I was particularly interested in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been having a little bit of that because come BabsCon, I'm actually going to be on the panel, talking with GM Barrow about, writing in her books. And, that's kind of one of the things that I was coming across is just kind of like, these books are very much like Twilight Sparkle thought, well, I need to do this. And then went and asked her friends, hey, how do I do this? And then they said, hey, well, how about this? It's very, it's not going to be, not to, in no way that it's dismissing the actual writer's style, but it definitely is catering to, well, we need to make this, a simple, easy to understand narrative for kids. And, that's really what it is. It's not that, I didn't get anything from it. The story that I picked up on Twilight detailed like, oh, this is why Cadence is a princess, but it's told in a very simple, like, oh, well, she was a Pegasus and then she did this thing and that was really good. Yeah. And then she became a princess. But it's not anything where it's like back in the ages of war, it's very basic and, and that's because what it's supposed to be.
If you read that one, the Rainbow Rocks preview doesn't rise to that level. It's below that. So it is what it is. I mean, we'll see the whole thing come out and we'll find out how it ties in and everything.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess speaking of Rainbow Rocks, should we talk about the trailer for Rainbow Rocks?
The
video?
The video.
Trixie versus Rainbow Dash guitar duel.
I didn't see that one. I must have seen a different one. I saw the preliminary, the one where they were explaining. I guess there's a few trailers that have gone out now.
I've only seen the Vinyl Scratch music video one.
See, I guess there's like 3 of them now. I didn't know about a Trixie one. I didn't know about the vinyl. I know about the Vinyl Scratch music video, but I didn't see it. The one I saw definitely featured Vinyl Scratch popping up every once in a while when there were some transformations and them trying out their instruments, for instance. But and then lots of singing on a stage. So we're definitely starting to get the leaks and the videos out. Out of what we've seen so far, what are you guys' feelings? I mean, hey, guess what? It's more human ponies.
Yeah, it's Equestria Girls 2. I'll just kind of go.
Yeah.
Then the whole Rainbow Dash, I'm going to transform into my horse girl with wings form and do a rain boom while shredding guitar. Yeah. And nobody freaks the hell out. Like, wait a minute. Why do you have horse ears and a tail and wings? This is weird.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I will say, from watching, and Bob made me watch Bob made me, and I have to say that the Vinyl Scratch video, the choreography was good. The music itself was good, and I know that Danny Ingram did the music for all of these. They did a good job on it. The models, I will say, were improved. The walk sequences were better. They were a little less freaky looking. And there was a bit of humor in it. So just from the narrow standpoint of judging it for what it is, I thought it was good. If they have some music like that in there, which it was dubstep, so I don't think so. But yeah, I haven't seen anything that really relates to the movie specifically. So,
wow, talk about
but the video's good.
Talk about
It's
a music genre that was really popular at the beginning of this fandom before people just got so tired.
But it's well done. I mean, he does a good job. I mean, he does fairly well with that kind of stuff. So it's almost like you're getting a Danny Ingram remix. People have been wanting that for a long time.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of glad that we've got FU to rely back on, because I'm just recalling last summer where it was just like, so horse stuff. Yay. Yeah. You know, it's getting excited.
Somebody got drunk tweeted at somebody, and it was very offensive, and now people are very upset. Nope, don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. You know, I'm sure. I wonder if they're going to do like the movie theater release that they had last time, because as far as I'm aware, as much as people moaned and complained about Equestria Girls, it still did really well in theaters. Far, far better than they expected, and the toy line's been doing far better. So I would not be surprised if they actually do another theater run, and all you suckers go watch it again.
Not me.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I'm sticking out.
I think I think part of the reason it did well in theaters is they went really limited to begin with, which was a good move on their part. And I don't know if they had to option extra screenings, or they were just able to order up a quick round of second, third screenings or whatever. But yeah, I think they played that quite well to where they didn't release it so widely that they had a lot of empty seats, but they had it just wide enough that a fair number of people, like take Texas here. I think Zyro and some people went and saw it, and they had to drive, what was it, to Austin? They had to drive some ridiculous distance to go and watch it. They had to go out of the DFW metro area to go catch it.
Yep.
I'm going to drive for an hour for a horse show.
Without horses.
Yeah, a human horse show. I don't know. I still will state that I thought that the first Equestria Girls, though it certainly wasn't what I wanted, it was better than it had any right to be. And it, very well will be with EQ2. But, it's also just kind of like the thing of my interest for it, as well as some aspects of the show is just kind of like, it is what it is. So, I think it seems this time around there's less people going, oh, God, this is the worst thing ever. More people just going like, oh, hey, it's that thing again.
Yep.
I think the brutal, crushing reality of it has already settled upon people. They're simply resigned to their fate.
Do not fight it.
There's no way to win.
And, Hasbro's going to do its thing, as well as they're already, funny enough, they're doing this whole Equestria Girls thing, all the while they actually are rebooting Jim. That's the hilarious part. Is that they're rebooting Jim right now, and they're going to be, the plans are to make a feature-length film off of Jim, but they're doing Jim to My Little Pony, too. It's just kind of like, this is strange. However,
I just want to see the crossover.
Sure.
Let's cross those over. Don't cross it over to Friendship is Magic.
It would be truly outrageous.
truly outrageous. So yeah, they're also released some of the concept art, and it's Ganguro. It's honest to God Pony Ganguro. Look it up.
Yeah, it's woof.
My first thought for some of the clothing there was My Little Streetwalker.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a thing.
It's pretty rough. Yeah.
The Rainbow Dash themed DVDs in stores. I've seen it at Target. If you are somebody who just buys random episodes for some reason, It's designed for, oh, my kid likes this character. I'm going to spend $10 on a 5-episode DVD, so they'll shut up and they'll watch it. There's just nothing wrong with that.
Be quiet, kid.
They did it with SpongeBob for years. You know, we're pretty lucky that we can get full seasons out. Because, you know who hasn't gotten a full season episode out? Gravity Falls. They've only released a single DVD with like 6 episodes on it. And I'm like, I like that cartoon. I would like to buy the entire season. And Disney's like, lol, no.
It's nice that you want things.
Yeah. It's a shame we're putting a full year between seasons.
So let's see. And next
then, of
thing...
course, some Australian company is like, hey, we're going to do merch.
Cool.
And Derpy News and all about MLP merch.
And yeah, you can... Shining Armor has memory in his butt.
Yep. Pull Rainbow Dash apart and use her hind legs as your... Or you could pretend Rainbow Dash smashed into your computer's USB drive so hard, just her hind legs are sticking out.
Hey guys, what do you got in here? No, Rainbow, get out. Don't
go in that folder.
Don't go sniffing in there. Let's see. Speaking of, here's some fundraiser stuff that's out there right now. You may have heard that there's been a lot going on with Archie, musician of the fandom, etc. Some stuff going forward to pay for medical bills. I'm trying to remember, but I believe it's not a tumor, but it's some sort of like cyst that's in his head. Yeah. So there's something that's gone up for that, for him, as well as some stuff. But yeah, the big part of it is head here. So yeah, over at wolfbeats.com is where they have the information on that. And yeah, it's the Dessau's fundraiser, who is a professional, is a musician as well as goes by Archie within the pony fandom. But yeah, they detail it and have a little donate there. They even provide the medical documents if you believe that it's not true. So there's that there. If you wish to help out a musician within the fandom who's going through some stuff. Let's see. Mission of Brony releases a season 1 charity album. Let's see. So that's out there if you liked that stuff. We were actually trying to get this next one on for this episode, but I may have messed something up. Indiegogo for some high-quality fan-made pony pins. So if you wanted to get a Solar Empire, New Lunar Republic, Friendship Federation, Changeling Swarm, or United Equestria pin, you can Indiegogo, and it's already made its limit, so it's going to happen. Creativity Kitchen. Let's see what this is about. Actually, I haven't seen that. Slow loading. Well, and there's also, so let me, the GoFundMe is for some assistance for Obsidian Winter's mom for her medical bills. That's out there. Just in case you can go check that out in the show notes over at BronyShow.com, BronyvillePodcast.com.
Hey, they did it. Cool.
Yep. And
I was going to throw up one for Brony Mommy and Brony Granny. They've already hit their goal. Oh wait, no, never mind. That's old. Haha. Good job. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Let's see. Creativity Kitchen. So this is, it looks like this is a way to, if you are interested to actually learn how to create, animate, or pony up something artistic in cooperation with talented folks. Looking for works of art that are already in the oven as well as prospective ideas. Details are listed there. Looks like it's mainly to create GIFs and animation based off of artwork. So if you are the artist type and want to learn how, you can do that. All right. Shall we talk episodes?
Let's talk Cartoon Horses.
We haven't done this in a while. And I really don't know what those people on our show last week said for like Leap of Faith and episodes. I don't pay attention to these shows. What's this about? So definitely the one we're going to talk about a lot today is testing 1, 2, 3. or testing 1 2 3. But we can also run back and touch up a little bit on for whom the Sweetie Belle tolls and Leap O' Faith. So let's go ahead and start at the top. For whom the Sweetie Belle tolls. That was an episode for sure.
Yep.
About
Season 4, episode 19, overall episode 84, March 22nd, 2014, air date written by Dave Polsky. So everybody came into it kind of going,
And then you came out going...
not bad, actually. Sweetie Belle gets some characterization. And she's kind of a little brat. But, it turns out that Sweetie Belle tries to get back at her sister for overshadowing her awful play and almost ruins something major for her.
I was very, very happy to see Sapphire Shores return.
Yes, it turns out that, actually, she did make good on her statements when she wanted her to make her line in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And here she is again getting Rarity to do stuff. So I mean, obviously Rarity is pretty well off if she's making the dance costumes for a touring pony pop superstar.
Yeah, and it was really good. I think that was something that me and Starry talked about all the way back in season 1. We just went, Sapphire Shores is a really nice design and just the kind of fun, very different style of having that I don't even know how you would say it. It was just a very interesting design on the pony and very interesting personality. There you go. So that was good. And then, of course, more Luna for Luna fans.
Yeah, the dream sequence in that particular episode was actually pretty imaginative and just kind of all over the place.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Well, Sweetie Belle did have a nightmare, a guilt-riddled nightmare. And just as Rainbow Dash is watching you everything you do in the public, Luna is watching your dreams. Ponies live in a surveillance state, apparently. And there was a couple of really good comments that came out. There was Philly nightmare alarm. Luna sitting next to it, and then it goes off. Luna goes to the Philly's bedside. Ooh, cut that shit out! And then leaves, goes back. I thought it was a very good episode, especially considering the writer. Dave Polsky does not exactly have the best track record, but he's gotten better for this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I would concur with that. I enjoyed it a lot. The dream sequences, it was kind of busy. It jumped around a lot, but it didn't feel too full. It was it kind of stayed on track, and by the end of the episode, it made sense. I did like the part where, to give a little spoiler, Sweetie Belle in the dream, fell off the Bridge of Stars and passed through a school of dolphins.
Right.
And then at the end was able to use that to help out and solve the situation. So I thought that was a nice little touch. There were other ones like that in there. Overall, it was a lot of fun, and it was a little different, which I really like seeing in my pony episodes where they don't quite follow a standard script.
Now it was. Oop. Bye, Pinky. It was a. No, I thought it was a really good episode for just, her characterization. The entire fact of Sweetie Belle going she's messed up my birthday party, and not realizing that she was spending all the time ultimately looking terrible upstairs, and all of her friends, or all of her friends more or less downstairs, pretty much about to ditch her. So yeah, that was pretty, and Rarity's possible future being just going crazy. No, it was a neat episode. I think it was a good one. Next up, Leap of Faith.
The Apple episode.
Oh no!
It was a 100% Applejack episode written by Based Haber. Josh Haber.
It's got those jerks in it again. Oh,
those devious Flim Flam brothers. Your mortal enemies, AC.
Oh no, I don't like them at all. They keep trying to do bad things, concoctions and food and such. So yes, season 4, episode 20, overall episode number 85, aired on March 29th, 2014 by Josh Harbour, storyboarded by Johnny Cusciano and Sabrina Alberghetti, Carrie Momborkett as an assist, featuring the Fim Flam Brothers, Silver Shill, and the song The Fim Flam Miracle Curative Tonic. Man, they really are good at just rallying up others based around a song.
They are indeed. They're like, they like, hey, we turns out you can sell us your elderly, and we'll give you this amazing one of a kind glue. Only 500 bits.
Oh,
And suddenly ponies go missing, but the Flim Flam brothers move from town to town too often. Those devious bastards. But yeah, it was an entirely Applejack episode. I don't think there was any of the main six other than just AJ, but it also had Big Mac, Apple Bloom, obviously, and Granny Smith.
Applejack got her rainbow thing, which was money.
Yes.
Her rainbow
How
thingy is
appropriate.
money.
Money earned through deceit, even. And I thought the moral for this particular episode was interesting as well, because it was like, comforting lies are still lies, and they're bad. And I'm like, you could apply this to so many things.
Yeah, is it better to have someone be happy with something that isn't actually true? Like, I go back to like the lyric of a song. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. But then, can it actually be? In this case, Granny is just, she's spry. She thinks she's happy. She thinks she's young. She's able to overcome like her concern over how old she is and what she can do using this item as a crutch, but ultimately ends up getting herself potentially more in trouble because she's doing that.
Yup. Well, they sell this tonic, and it's totally, the joke is, well, back in the day, they would totally sell these tonics that were like 20% alcohol. People would have them feel better because they're drunk, and, they would get away with it. And this obviously heralds back to that particular, snake oil salesman.
Mm-hmm. And remember, as Story just said, remember, Coca-Cola back in the day was made from coca leaves. Man, coca leaves make you feel good.
It was used as medicine.
It'll make you feel better.
Yep.
And so it would. And, it's also talking about, the placebo effect. It's being told, oh, it says this, so it clearly will do it. And she's like, because of blah, I can do this, when in fact the power was within you all along. Aww. And then Granny Smith tries to commit suicide.
Goodbye, cruel world. I'm gonna come out the way I came in, screaming. Ah!
It was an insurance scam. She had to make it look like she was just being dumb so they'd pay out.
Yeah, turns out Granny Smith has cancer.
Oh, ouch.
She had if she has cancer, it's harder. But
she's been
it's
nursing
tragic
that lame
accident.
leg for years. Yeah.
Ooh. But yeah, it was. I liked it. AJ had some very good characterization. She can, in fact, carry a story. It just took Josh Haber to do it. We need to get him on the show at some point.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I still. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say it was kind of predictable. Once you saw them show up, you could kind of guess where everything was going. But I still liked it, mostly on the strength of the characterizations. And some people say the apples are kind of boring and stuff. I always like watching how things go between Granny Smith and Applejack and Big Mac when he actually says anything. And, of course, Apple Bloom will make stuff interesting. So it was just fun. I liked it a lot. I thought the connection between what Applejack did and the lessons she learned was a little tenuous. I had to kind of think it over when she got the key going, yeah, okay. But the rest of the episode was great. Very, very enjoyable.
Well, yeah, it had to follow the storyline of, the entire part of the rainbow stuff this season has been, you have to teach that to others. Like, you have to teach your thing to others. And, what would be the situation that you could come up with where Applejack has to be like, nope, listen, like, I can't do this because she has to teach honesty to someone. And it was eventually that character, Silvershill. Yeah, that had to be taught, like, you know what? I may be acting, I might be doing this, and people may be feeling good, but, I'm pretty much just straight up lying to everyone. And this isn't right, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see some of the thing. Big Mac's duck ring must have been from Sibsy, Little Ribbon says. I don't know. I'm going to admit that I think that this is only putting Applejack further up on my list, and she's already on the top. What is... Maybe a Twilight episode. Maybe if there was a Twilight episode where she did a lot more stuff, it would put her higher up on the list. If only there was an episode that featured a lot of Twilight. So testing 1, 2, 3.
Great.
Rainbow Dash needs to study for the Wonderbolt Reserve exam.
And read a book is not, in fact, how Dash is learned, how she learns.
Season 4, episode number 21, overall episode number 86, aired on April 5th, 2014, written by AKR, the Amy Keating Rogers, storyboarded by Emmett Hall and Tony Cliff, and featuring the rapping history of the Wonderbolts. It's actually listed as the rap-in history of the Wonderbolts. There are missing letters. Featherprop, what were your feelings?
In the end, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was pretty complex, actually. You had a couple of deeper themes that would go right over the head of kids, but that adults would pay attention to. Like, does Rainbow Dash have a learning disability? And is Twilight too stuck up about her own methods to figure out how to help her friends? And so I thought how they worked that out in the end was interesting. And then of course we had some ridiculousness in there with the different methods everyone came up with, some really good sight gags and stuff. I did like Applejack's little comment about, well, you're up the creek, which was a bit of reality in the face of everyone coming up with these grander and grander goofy schemes for pouring this knowledge into Rainbow Dash's head. And Applejack's take was basically, yep, you should have thought of that before, because there ain't much you can do right now.
Yep.
What was I going to say? I don't know. I was going to say something I forgot. Good episode. Really good episode. That was it. Remember last season when everyone was down on Amy Keating Rogers as a writer? Like, she always makes ponies do weird things and act in weird ways. That opinion in the fandom has really turned around this season with episodes like this.
Who the hell said that in season 3? I don't think she had an episode in season 3.
Well, okay, 2 then. I'm the last season that she wrote for. But there were people. There were people who were really slagging on her as a writer, and I think that for all of those people, she's really proved them wrong. That given the material and maybe given a little bit ahead to do what she wants, that it comes out pretty dang well.
Well, let's see. Looking back at what she has, I can see that a little bit with some of the episodes she's run. For instance, the last roundup, a little odd. Mystery on the Friendship Express, a little bit. I'm trying to remember.
Those were great.
Yeah, but it's a little bit. The last roundup kind of. I think that
the last roundup has its own stigma.
Right. It has an unfortunate double stigma, just because it was the derpy episode once removed. It could be considered a little bit weird, just the fact of like, I'm the honest pony. Okay, see you guys. Bye. Like, I'm so honest, so I'm gonna hide over here and
I'm gonna fulfill what I said I would fulfill, even if it's gonna take me away, and I'm gonna have to work for this this pony at the cherry farm. Suddenly, her cutie mark changes to Cherry Jack.
No. And she's gonna have to hang out with Pear Jack too. Weird. Anyway,
all 5 of them.
Yeah, really. So
Apples. Pears.
So yeah, this particular episode, it just had a lot of like little references, and good night. I almost felt like Rainbow Dash during it because they were just coming at you with the information so fast. Like, it's like, of course, It's like this and this character and this, and in the first century is that like you got like, okay, so it was established in the early parts for the E, P, U, and this character.
Twilight was even drawing pretty little pictures to go with it.
Right.
Did you not see that? It was amazing. It was like, Twilight can draw?
She can now.
Yeah, she can actually draw with 4 pieces of chalk at once.
Right, because she's Mary Sue Incorporated.
No, she's just learned how to add items to her telekinesis. You know, she has the local mass telekinesis master, Rarity, with nearby. You know, she can levitate her entire workspace in one song if she wants to.
Still doesn't make her anything other than a Mary Sue. Look at me, I'm an artist now, too. I got all the magic, and I got all the books, and I can draw, and I'm a princess, wee!
She sucks at flying, and she has trouble standing on clouds.
Not today. She did okay flying. She did okay flying today. She did a lot of flying today.
Hello, I'm Princess Everything.
Now,
well,
AC, the last time we talked on the show, AC, you were kind of coming around to the Twilight is like Celestia 2.0 view.
Right.
And I would posit that today we have seen a bit of a reversal on that. She showed a lot more of her old character than we've seen pretty much all season long, with the possible exception of the Discord and Cadence episode.
True.
And we saw a lot less of her being matronly and all grown up and actually getting into an argument and a fight with her friends. So I thought that was interesting. It was kind of nice to see that, you know, here she was fulfilling the promise that she was going to be the exact same pony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there had been a lot of, like, especially the episode recently where she was helping out the CMCs. It was just a lot of,
That was a garbage episode, though.
You know, just like, I'm just gonna help you out. Hey. I mean, Twilight probably did bump up past Pinky to be back in my second, but I don't know. I still just feel, and maybe it will change around come the end of the season, which we still didn't talk about.
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Oh, boy. We still didn't talk about what's in store. But yeah, she did get some development in the like, I gotta just figure out that different people learn differently. And how was I supposed to know that, you know, Rainbow Dash was some sort of crazy flying rain man? You know, just like, all right, just put all the information on the ground so that she doesn't know that she actually learns it. And
I thought that was a neat solution, and I really liked the feel when you saw that everyone was helping out. You know, it was a little goofy, but there was a little bit of feels to that, maybe, sort of.
Yeah, the whole town just kind of being like, "Come on, guys, let's."
That was really sweet.
Yeah, just kind of like, all right, let's get everyone together. She's gonna fly this path, and you know, we all gotta have to just info dump down below her. Yeah, it was pretty cute. I do have to say, someone made the best comment of just like, it's great that with a, you know, military organization, you know, if you pass an exam, they still give you a gold star. Like,
Equestria sure is nice.
Equestria sure is a nice place. Good going. You did well. Gold star. Yeah, it was.
So yeah, I really liked it. You know, season 4's episodes have been consistently better than last season's for sure.
Yeah.
And I would say better than some season 1 episodes in a lot of cases. I would say it's probably the consistently. I wouldn't say that it's consistently the highest rated because, you know, the honeymoon is long over and people are more critical of episodes, sometimes more than they ought to be.
I think we're vulnerable to that as well. So.
Oh, of course. I've kind of gotten away from trying to think too in depth on the show. It's like, did I like this episode? Yes or no? You know, because honestly, I think I find a lot of the whole, you know, in-depth analysis. We like talking about the stuff we like in the episode, but we're not trying to, you know, ascribe geopolitical ramifications.
Yeah,
to them.
That's gotten something a little bit too much in the fandom. Is the I understand the people who may want an analysis. It's just sometimes I feel that there's a aspect of looking for meaning where there is none, or the idea of, you know, you're pretty much trying to build your own narrative where there isn't one. Like, oh, well, this obviously means that. No, maybe not. You know, maybe you're looking into it and trying to find things that don't exist. So,
or just trying to find things to be offended about.
Right.
So, yeah, the reason that I joke about the Yellowstone caldera...
Oh, boy.
Because Yellowstone caldera hasn't exploded and killed everyone yet.
But they say that the bison are running for that reason, Sandy.
Oh, yeah. Then, of course, the seismologists go, that's retarded. Why are you saying this? Go away.
But the bison... They're running out of the park.
I read an article that was claiming that, and my nutcase hackles just started rising almost immediately because of the torrent of unsupported statements that were accompanying. I'm going, yeah, I'm going to back away from the keyboard now.
Well, and they also fully admitted that one of the videos was of the bison running back into the park.
Well, obviously the caldera confused them. They didn't know they were running in the wrong direction.
I don't even know what a caldera is.
It's actually, the volcanic gases are seeping out of the earth and confusing the bison. So, anyways, why there's an impending explosion?
Oh, boy.
Well, that would be because Zap2It released the finale synopsis.
All right, should we put a big fat spoiler warning right here?
Well, okay, now Zap2It only is this far out, only posts like, what the?
Uh-oh.
I clicked the wrong thing. Wow.
You have just pre-ordered Hoofbeat.
No, I went to EQD and animation in shorts, and I thought it was just a comic post, so I clicked to open all 4 while I was scrolling down the page, and they all started playing music at once. I was like, wait. Where is it?
So should we put up a spoiler warning for those that may need to take off their headphones?
Yes, this is spoiler warnings. Hold on to your butts.
Okay, so for those of you out there, you may want to lift off your headsets, maybe fast forward maybe 2, 3, 5 minutes or so. Until
is it?
So just do the safe thing. I am demonstrating on the camera. These are your headphones. You may lift them, set them aside, and scream in the distance, knowing... Very harmonious screaming. That's the only way we like to scream over here. If it's got to at least hold a tune.
So the finale. We have 5 episodes left. Now there is a 1-week break. The next episode does not air until the 19th.
Oh, okay.
So there is 5 weeks of show, 6 weeks of the season left. So 25 and 26 are titled Twilight's Kingdom, Part 1 and 2.
What does it mean?
Zap to it is very, this far out, they get the vague synopsis. They'll have stuff closer to the actual episode date. But part 1 says, Princess Celestia chooses Discord over Princess Twilight to help track down a villain. So it is the kind of vague, right?
Mm-hmm.
Discord being chosen to go track somebody down. So we'll have John Delancey in an episode again. Because it's not like he exists anywhere else. He doesn't tweet anymore, that's for sure. So yeah, it's like, that's kind of strange. And then the second half, the other princesses transfer all of their magical power to Twilight in hopes of saving Equestria.
Whoa! Mary Sue!
And then Celestia and Luna go, well, now that we transferred all our magical power to you, suddenly we realize that we're thousands of years old.
Oops.
It's just that scene
And Cadence
from...
is like, well, I'm still like a young adult, so I'm okay. And suddenly the ponies of Equestria realize that, in fact, it is not a geocentric system, and the sun and moon were raised.
They did it on their own damn self. They just took credit for it. The moon and sun have been raising and lowering themselves for years. It's just a government conspiracy to keep them on top.
Yeah, I thought the title of the second one was a good play on words. They leave some ambiguity in there because Twilight's kingdom, it could be either Twilight gets her own kingdom, which some of us think is what's going to happen, or Twilight becomes the ruler of the kingdom by dint of having everybody else's powers. So it kind of left, some ambiguity there. And I think, knowing how they've done stuff in the past, they're probably going to shoot somewhere in the middle of the two. And there's going to be some weird stuff going on.
Yeah. I would say that it'll probably end up being that, Twilight can't do everything herself and she gives the power back after saving it because, hey, if she does have to raise the sun and the moon, well, hope she doesn't like sleeping ever.
Well, now we can just prepare for every Twilight sad fic that was ever written.
Oh, yeah. Because not only is everyone else going to die, so is Celestia and Luna now. Sad fics times 10.
Yeah, it's just going to be like that scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark. They're just going to melt.
Oh, God. Ponies are actually made of marshmallow. Apply heat and they just melt.
I will say that reading through those synopses, it reignited the tiniest bit of hope in my chest for my preferred headcanon.
Okay. All right, let's hear this.
Which would be, and I think I have always thought it could be a good story, but I see how it doesn't fit for the intended audience of the show. Twilight becoming an alicorn, why isn't she tempted by power like Luna was? And this would be the perfect opportunity for it to happen. Because she gets all the power. What if she doesn't want to give it back? But yet you have the elements of harmony and you have her friends with their keys and everything. So you have a MacGuffin for stopping / curing her. And that would, I've always thought that the character, the way they developed her, she was ripe for a fall from grace and a redemption. And we didn't see that at the beginning of this season. We haven't seen anything touching on it through here. But this setup sounds like it has the possibility. It's the setup for that to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. But like I said, just that tiniest bit of hope. It's like they could do it. The pieces are moving into place. But I don't think it'll happen.
What if they did like a The Next Generation style season 3 cliffhanger where Twilight becomes Nightmare Twilight, and then we resolve that in the first 2 episodes of next season?
I think that would be great, actually. I mean, it would.
But they couldn't because of the Equestria Girls thing. But still,
no. But the Equestria Girls, we see that happens between season 3 and season 4.
It could happen.
The prequel does. Who says everything has to go linear? It can happen.
She becomes part of the Nightmare Borg and has all the powers, and now Discord has to really become good, otherwise the destruction of everything, ever, time, everywhere. And then
You see?
And what's in the box? What's in the box? Oh, God.
I know what's in the box, AC.
It's a baby.
It's the hopes and dreams of old school bronies everywhere.
It's a baby. There's a baby in the box.
The thing in the box is Princess Skyla. It's her daughter from the
No, Princess Larva. I need to find that now.
It's the changeling pony hybrid destined to bring balance to the Force.
Exactly. Exactly.
You were supposed to be the chosen one, Larva.
So yeah, ponies. It sure is a thing. So yeah, 6 weeks till the ride ends, till the summer. For the summer. Then we have the long ponyless summer, round 4.
They've got to put some more gaps in. They need to keep the train going all year long so they can keep that hype train going. Throw a couple of gaps in so that you can have a 2 or 3 week segment in the summer when you got a couple of new episodes. Come on, guys. Don't do this to us.
Well, I just hope
Go ahead.
Well, I just hope that it starts more earlier, This year it started in November, which just made the summer that much longer.
Yeah, that's true.
So, it'd be good if it started a little bit earlier. And then, as you said, give some breaks between, spread it out, make the summer a little bit less longer. But I don't know. It all depends on what their publishing schedules are. But yeah, this season there's been no breaks. It's just been like each week, just boom, 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 more, faster, go.
Yeah.
So. Now, at least it's not 13 episodes. Yep. Ponies.
So, hey, we got a bunch of email this week, too.
Do we? Sweet.
This is what happens when you don't do an episode for like 3 weeks. People write stuff in.
All right, cool. By the way, for everyone out there that's been paying attention to FU, I'll fix the problem that we have for the Little Pet Shop episode, where the second part isn't actually Little Pet Shop. I'll go fix that later, so I'll go take care of that, just so you know. All right, Brony email time. You can email us at bronyville@gmail.com. That is the place where you can submit questions, observations, thoughts, critiques, smack talk. If you don't like Australia, you can tell us.
Yes. And if you have opinions on biology or other branches of science, feel free to tell us.
If you believe that biology is far better than chemistry, come and tell us over at bronyville@gmail.com, the place where you can spread your pony beef.
Yes.
All right. I will go first, Sandy second, Feather third. So let's roll this one out. Hey, Apple Cider Chef Sandy, Starian, our weekly guests. A longtime fan of your show and beforehand live streams, I'd like to write to you guys in regards of BabsCon. Me and my Brony group, a Dysfunctional Equestria, will be tabling there in the Artist Alley at B8, as well as hosting a few panels. Look for the CCG tips and tricks on Friday and Read It and Weep Bad Fan Fiction panel on Friday night. Hey, sweetie, what table do you have, by the way? Starry Night's going to be at H5, by the way. So if you want to say hello,
Ooh.
she's got books. Let me.
Do not grab that one.
Do not grab this one that's incomplete.
Yes.
Okay, could you hand me one that is complete? Not to intersect in this email, but oh yeah, show the tree one. That's fantastic. Yes, she's doing these custom books. Oh. These custom book covers, so you can have these. But check this mother jammer out. Like, this is probably she did the book cover in the past of the of Luna, but this one's probably my favorite with the Tree of Harmony that she's done up. A friggin' fantastic little cover. So yeah, those are going to be on sale at BabsCon, just so you know.
Neat.
Let me continue. And I'm sorry for those that are listening to this as audio, you wouldn't be able to see that. But if you go to BabsCon, you can. Let's see. We'll be around for the convention floor and hope to run in you guys. And personally, thank you two for everything in person. I believe you guys will be staffing. That would be Sandy will. I will be running around as a media goon. It's been a while and I need to catch up on podcasts. Next up, aside from the bridge, apple cider, what are some good places around town in SF to check out? Me and our group of friends plan to stay in the city Saturday, so a few suggestions would be appreciated. Thank you. Let's see, was that the end or was there more? No. All right. Lastly, from our group of viewers, we'd like to thank you for your pony podcast and the work you do. You guys are professional and entertaining to listen to every week. It's okay, Sandy. He said
no. It's the word of the week. It's
it's like it's
Pee Wee Herman. Go on. Sorry.
Tell you what, at BabsCon, if you come up to me and Sandy and say the word professional, we will do the freak out. So, just so you know. Let's see, where are we? Let's see, very much so that your show has inspired us to begin our own pony podcast show called the DE Roundtable. I record everything with our group of friends, do the editing, post-production, and release them on a weekly basis. Just me and my friends hanging out talking pony. We also pimp out you guys out every podcast, so whenever you guys have time, check out the dysfunctional Equestria SoCal Bronies. Link here, Facebook here. We are based south of Apple Cider in SoCal, your rivals. Grrr. I am co-founder for the SCB meetup as well. Thank you guys for everything and hope to see you next week in Babs. Sincerely, Annie Ritchie and the dysfunctional Equestria SoCal Bronies team. We should probably do a show with them.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Get in contact with us. We'll do a show. But yeah, let's see. Stuff to do in SF. It depends on how much time you have and what your aims are. In this particular area, if you are a city folk, go up to San Francisco. If you like to usually hit up the normal touristy haunts, go over to Fisherman's Wharf and you can enjoy your Ripley's Believe It or Not. If you are the touristy of touristy folks. The Ghirardelli factory, if you like yourself some chocolate. Yeah. Let's see, trying to come up with some of the other stuff. I mean, the Fisherman Wharf is kind of the, I am a tourist. What do I do in San Francisco? I go out to Fisherman's Wharf. Yay! That's what tourists sound like. It's from what I understand. Beyond then, if you are someone that likes a little bit of nature, I'd recommend going up into, if you're in San Francisco or north of the city, I would go up to check out some of, we did Muir Woods. That's a little bit further out than you might be able to, but it's gorgeous, huge redwoods, national park. It's probably like a 30-minute drive from San Francisco proper, and it's just a gorgeous drive, great view of the bay. It's really, really a wonderful place, and it's, especially if you have your nice shoes on, there's nice paths that you could take, opposed to if you are further south, a little bit closer to the convention area. There's definitely the hills out there, and you can go check those out. Half Moon Bay, if you like checking out the sea, is a really nice place to do that.
And the drive out there is pretty nice, too.
Oh, yeah. Driving the one is fantastic.
The drive back
but the drive back's great because the hills are just so windy.
The wrong way back.
Oh, I chose the best way back.
I never went that way until you took us.
Oh, it's so good because it's in the hills and it's so windy, and Starry's going like, ah!
I thought it was great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I was sitting in the back. I was getting sick.
Sorry. As for neat stuff, if you're more of a tech head, there is the Computer Science Museum that's here a little bit in SoCal. I like to play the game of find all the websites that live here.
In San Jose.
Not SoCal, but San Jose. It's just Silicon Valley is so silly because if you're not, when I first moved out here, it was weird to turn a corner and go, that's friggin' eBay. Like, I pass EA to work each day. I know where PlayStation's main campus is. It's kind of funny to do that. And there's a lot of really fun techie stuff to do in the area as well.
Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar's around. Yep. So there's plenty of neat stuff to do. It's a little bit more focused on what you where you're going to be and what you're going to be focused on. By the way, I will state at BabsCon, directly across the highway, there's one of those high performance go-kart places. Like if you want your this is a go-kart that goes 40 miles per hour in this tight turn area inside of a warehouse. It's pretty awesome. So there's that. But yeah, I'll go for it. But yeah, there's tons of stuff to do. It's just kind of dependent on what you want to. I think I'm going to take Sandy out. We're going to do a little bit of naturey, do a little bit of in the city stuff, go make fun of the Microsoft store, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Look at it. It's trying to be Apple. That's so funny.
I'm excited. Not only am I going to be in a lot better health, able to see more crap than I did back in 2012.
Yeah, drive by the CBS building while be able to point you towards M5 and be like, that's where that's where Jamie and Adam do things, and then we just keep driving.
Yep.
I have a car this time, so we won't have to walk it.
Good, because that was so much fun.
Yeah.
Walking all the way there.
The little story when I first moved here or when I was visiting. I forget. Yeah, I think I was visiting. Yeah. But when I was visiting, one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to go see M5 where the Mythbusters are. Mm-hmm. So we and you probably know this pretty well, but I'm pretty terrible at gauging distances on a map.
Mm-hmm.
A known thing. So we noticed that it looked like that it was a few blocks from the BART station, the rapid transit in this area, to get to where M5 was. So we're just like, we'll just walk and get over there.
You said, let's just walk, and I said, stupidly, okay, he knows how to read a friggin' map.
So I also forget that San Francisco is a very hilly city.
So halfway there, I'm like, why aren't we there yet?
And climbing a hill.
Climbing a friggin' hill.
Yeah, and I don't think you were in the best of shoes. So, Starry was just a little bit upset with me, and then we get to M5 and stand in front of it, and it's got a big sign that says, listen, you crazy fans, we appreciate that you're fans, but, don't knock on this door, please. So, get a picture of me standing in front of M5, and then we have to make our way back.
Luckily, there was a Caltrain station.
Yes, very luckily. Starry is so mad at me for that. But yeah, we should do some stuff. I'm probably going to have all the equipment, so as long as Sandy there isn't too busy, we can figure out. We're going to definitely be doing a lot of stuff with the MLP group over at their big room party. That crazy supply of alcohol is almost entirely going to them, so it's going to be crazy. And I'm actually bottling a whole bunch more cider today to get ready. I've got like 50 bottles ready to go, so yeah. All right, Sandy Pants, what's our next email?
All right, next one's pretty short. Dear Bronyville podcast, is something happening? There's something wrong with one of the episodes. I keep saying the file is corrupted, that I need to download it again. But when I try to play the file, the voices sound weird. I don't understand what's happening. Please send help. Sincerely, Nicholas Powell. You've been bruised.
You have been fooled. Yay. Yeah. Okay, I feel good knowing that joke that someone did react to that joke. Because it did feel like the April Fool's was full of a billion jokes. Even I was going like, there's so many jokes. So many fools. All right, Feather, what's this next one?
Oh, this next one says, Dear Apple Cider, Chef Sandy, Starry Night, and all your awesome guests, both on Bronyville and FU. Listening to last cast featuring Coder, I was reminded of the herd census report and was simply amazed by how few of the male bronies actually date. Now, I consider myself a typical geek in many ways, especially since I pay more attention to fandoms about TV shows, movies, and games rather than any kind of social life. I go one further in that I consider myself a self-diagnosed Aspergian and have very different views from that of a neurotypical person. I tend to have very strong opinions when it comes to things like dating, drinking, and partying, and now that I'm a 35-year-old guy who's never had a girlfriend or ever really gone out, I pretty much don't believe in things like that anymore. Perhaps one day I will meet some incredible girl that I just have to be with, but right now I just don't care either way. There are other issues, such as my current living situation, that would make dating difficult, but for the most part, it would just be too much of a gamble and let down for me if it goes south. Still, it does kind of stink that pretty much everyone I know my age is married, has kids, or has been in at least some form of relationship before. Every time I hear that someone else, even other bronies and gamers, becomes a couple, I get kind of jealous and bummed out a bit. I was just wondering if you knew any bronies or other people like me that prefer embracing geekdom over social things. I also understand that many bronies have Asperger's syndrome or are otherwise on the autistic spectrum, and wondered if you guys had any thoughts on that. Perhaps you can also add why so many bronies seem to be and I gotta scroll down, seem to be the introverted lone wolf type. Your faithful listener, Peregrine. P.S. I also haven't been doing much pony-wise, save for rewatching my favorite episodes and listening to your podcast. Fluttershy is still my favorite character, and Pinky Apple Pie and Mod Pie are in the running for my favorite episodes. Otherwise, I've been playing Skyrim like it's my job, and watching shows like Adventure Time, Wander Over Yonder, Regular Show, and my new favorite, The Amazing World of Gumball. I've also gotten back into bird watching, which has been an on-again, off-again hobby for me for many years now.
You and Tech would be good friends. She is all about her birds.
So why don't bronies date? Well, considering that the average age is 20, most of them live at home that filled out this thing, and a lot don't have jobs necessarily. It kind of puts a lot of barriers in place. Also, the fact that the average brony is in fact your average nerd type, and nerds are not exactly known for being the most outgoing individuals or the most attractive to the opposite or same sex, depending on your preferences. So it's like, why don't a lot of bronies date? Because they're nerds who haven't found a similarly nerdy individual to hook up with.
So, Sandy, as a self-diagnosed relationship counselor, as you have been for years,
A freelance
relationship
it's like
counselor,
a freelance police, freelance relationship counselor,
which you have done for years,
yeah,
and other capabilities. How do you have you encountered this situation before with a lonely soul who just feels a little jealous whenever there's relationship stuff comes up, but then just doesn't really feel the drive to do any, or to doesn't feel the particular need or the hunger to be with someone?
Well, I mean, if there's well, for a lot of people that have just kind of sort of given up on relationships, there's nothing really wrong with deciding, yeah, I'm happier with having friends and just spending my money on things instead of other people, because your collection of anime figures won't ever divorce you and take half your stuff.
You could always be like Krieger and just make up your own.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I don't really think that there's anything wrong with people deciding that they don't need to play the game in terms of relationships and devote their resources elsewhere. But there's always a matter of meeting the right person, going to conventions, going to events, and meeting people that have similar interests. I mean, you go to a meetup of some sort or go to a convention, you're going to find a bunch of different people that have just perhaps a single core shared interest, but you never know. You might meet somebody who hits a bunch of your other categories as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, based off of what I'm hearing, I'm gleaning off of this, and of course, this is as much as we can get off of a 2-paragraph email. Sounds like that this particular person, self-diagnosed Asperger's. I'm not entirely, I take that with a grain of salt, because I could say right now that I've got some sort of mental condition, but without it actually being diagnosed, who knows what it could be. But the basis is, it sounds like someone that is a nerd, probably doesn't get out as much, doesn't meet a very large group of brand new people all the time, and also on that particular front, isn't and don't take this, isn't attentive or just isn't paying attention to those signs that someone may have for, like, hey, this person is interesting, I find them kind of fun, and they're not picking up that feedback that could be something where they have an attraction. Let's see, as well as, I think that there may, just based off of the email, there may also be just some avoidance inside of here based off of the statement that they wouldn't want to go through a situation where there was a breakup. It sounds like that there's the ultimate fear of, well, if I go down that path, I'm liable to get, my heart broken.
Yeah. May I pontificate for a few minutes?
Well, go ahead.
Or maybe not for a few minutes. That might be a little long. I've been in a committed relationship we're coming up on 10 years now. Over 10 years. Wow. See? Yeah, I'm that committed to it that I've forgotten. It's coming up on 11. And the point where I met Helicity, I was kind of at the point where Peregrine is not really interested, except for me, I'd had some disappointments, and so I kind of beat it out of myself and decided that I wasn't going to look because looking was not working. I was looking for the wrong thing. And that's actually, if you can get to that place, it's actually a good position to be in. When you don't have a lot invested in the idea of being in a relationship, you don't grasp at straws. You also don't do ridiculous, stupid things to try and impress people that aren't necessarily the right type to be with. On the other hand, as you said, AC, the avoidance side of it is going to make it harder. Peregrine, if you want to find someone, if you want to, or if you want to at least have the possibility, you need to go and do stuff and hang out with people that you like being around. Because you want to be comfortable, and you just want to go and be normal and be calm. And if you're going to meet the right person, it's going to happen. If you try and force it, it might still happen, but you're probably going to be in for a lot of that disappointment you're worried about. I was lucky in that the person I met, we ended up becoming friends first, and we had a long, cautious feeling out process where we pretty much figured out that, yeah, we felt the same way about each other. And so there wasn't a lot of that fear and worry about having things suddenly go over a cliff and turn into a disaster. So I'd say, yeah, you're kind of in a good place, but if you want to have something, you'll have to get out, do it in situations you're going to feel mostly comfortable in, and practice getting out and socializing with people and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I've kind of picked up over the years, I've been in many relationships. Actually, so I've been in more than a handful. Actually, I'm just stating.
Tread carefully. She's in the room.
Well, but I know. Yeah, we've talked about this plenty, and and Starry, I am her first actual honest to goodness relationship. And she in many cases was just like, she was very much in the mindset of like, I don't think it's going to be for me. I don't think I'm interested. And I just kind of showed up on my horse, one day and just said, hey, how's it going? My name's Apple Cider. You may know me as other names, but I think you're really one hot dame, and you and me should spend a little time together.
He's not that suave in real life.
Ah, I'm so suave.
Did she make you curry?
She's made me curry, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Curry in a hurry, yeah. See? But yeah, the main thing is that I have had, for every relationship and for every failure, each one's hurt. Each one's, at the very least, it's hurt, or it's been a big disappointment in those cases. But in every single situation, I pull something from each one of those that makes me go, you know what? I learned something. I learned a little bit more about myself, about what I need and what I'm looking for. And, the first time you go in, you're pretty much just like puppy love. Everything's great. I love it. This is so good. This is so great. And you make every dumb mistake. And then eventually it either works out or those mistakes, it breaks, and then you go, okay, well then we were good for this and we were bad for that. Okay, so don't look for things like that and go for things like that. And then you try it again, it succeeds or fails. It's like everything. If you are afraid of anything because of this case of failure, you're not going to do anything. And that applies for everything in life. If you're just afraid that you're going to fail, then you're not going to do anything. You know, I'm afraid that I'm making a company right now and it is going to fail, but I feel like I know enough and that I'm going to do everything I can, but ultimately it could succeed or fail. And I'm fine with either situation. I definitely want one more than the other, but you know, I realize that doing nothing opposed to actually giving it a shot is worse than not just trying and potentially failing. So there's your boost for the day. Anything else?
Do you think that there are more people on the autistic spectrum in the fandom, or is that just a perception that people have?
Kind of what Starry said.
As an excuse for...
Yeah, so Starry just said that she believes that many people inside the fandom who are just not as socially, they're not as social, use that as a crutch for the reason that they are just not social. Like, I have autism, I have Asperger's, I have these things, and that's the reason that I'm like that. And in certain people, yes, that could be true. That very well could be true. And I think that gravitating towards something like this show, there could be a slight instance where that is true, just because of the nature of the show, the nature of the community. But I think that, as with a lot of things, that word gets tossed around a lot. And autism and specifically Asperger's is not even a thing anymore. Like it got removed out because it has been put back into like the listing of autism as a form of autism. And in many ways, a functional autistic is completely unrecognizable. You know, I think that there are just introverted people and extroverted people. And I'm, funny enough, if you want to know, I'm kind of an introvert, but I can pretend I'm an extrovert in situations. I've learned how to do that. And if I do something extroverted after a long enough time, I have to go and I have to calm down and relax because it's just so much work and effort. But I realize that I like it when people give me attention.
Never would have guessed.
Yeah. I know. I'm a bad introvert. Yeah. I half joke about the just liking to get attention. I find that being extroverted just allows you to get it opens more opportunities than being introverted. So
Well, it's partly taking control of the situation. If you're an extrovert, you're tending more to drive events, and you're getting other people to react to you rather than constantly trying to react to them and gauge what are they going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you control the situation, you control the dialogue. So, you know, that I like being in control of things at times, so that's helpful. So that's why I tend to do it. Self-diagnosed attention horse, yes. That is me. All right, let's move on here. Pico.
Long email was long.
Pico pie. I've learned.
You know what? Hey, Pico, if you show up at BabsCon, you should just bring that copy of Past Ends and hit AC with it.
I'll deserve it. You know what? I'll deserve it. I'll totally deserve it. Good day, sir, host, starry, plus potential guests. I've been catching up with the podcast, and you guys have really been talking a lot about bronies and charity, and it kind of started back during your awards show. Anyway, with week after week of charity success stories, I've kind of been surprised I haven't heard you talk about the $21,000 raised to Everfree Northwest last year for Seattle's children. Everfree has been collecting hundreds of toys has since shown talent to the Seattle's Children's Hospital to help cheer up the children with cancer. I'm immensely proud to be part of such a successful local community, and just want people to know that those of us isolated in this small little corner of the country are just as giving as everyone else, even if our money is a bit damp. Pico pie. Cause it rains in Seattle.
Yep.
P.S.
I heard that Seattle had to revert to an entirely coin-based economy because their money just got moldy.
Yeah, just floated away. Speaking of charity, are you still interested in that signed copy of Past Sins I got for you? Initially, I thought it would be a nice, unique donation just to raise money than a straight donation. But at this point, the only thing I've ever heard on the podcast saying, you mean to follow up. I mean to follow up with you some point. Yeah. Should probably follow up with Pico about.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. Hey, Pico, let's follow up at some point.
Like I said, show up at BabsCon, hit him with the book.
Smack me as hard as you can with it. On the back. Not the face.
Perhaps the butt.
This is the... Ooh.
All right, next email.
Perfect!
Dear Chef Sandy Apple Cider, esteemed guest and producer Starry Night. It's weird to think we're heading into the final quarter of Season 4. What will the long ponyless summer be like this time around? MLP fan content has taken another hit with the C&D for Gen Animations, but I'm sure we'll all adjust and move on. The MLP card game is going strong by providing a new hole to throw our spare time and hard-earned bits into. I haven't been drawn in, yet. The Van Hoover meetups, and other, I'm sure, seem to be overrun with people playing it. I'm not sure how long I can resist, but hopefully I can stay away until I'm too far behind collecting to build a competitive deck. That's the best way to do it. Ponies seem to be finding a new place in people's lives. My pony shelf has started to overflow with more merch than I ever intended on purchasing, and the end of the ride is nowhere in sight. The show doesn't seem to be producing nearly the hype it used to, and the comics seem to be more of a given now than something new. Although I can't wait for issue 18. Maybe that's just me. I can't deny that ponies still have a presence in my everyday, just not as prominent. Although you guys may one day stop doing Bronyville and switch over to Phantom Unlimited full time, ponies will still find a way to creep in. This email seems to be slowly turning into a into the fandom email, so I'll wrap this up. AC, what's your beer of choice, e.g. fruity, IPA, dark, etc.? And Sandy, what's your drink of choice now that the carbonation is no longer your friend? I look forward to seeing you guys at BabsCon. Chris Will Pony. P.S. I didn't want Chef to get jealous of the picture I drew a while back of Cider in that black number, so I drew this too. See attached / below. Look at her Google Doc. And seems like a good idea at the time. Maybe I should draw those with Kamui instead. It's Cider posing in a black dress and Sandy looking embarrassed as the wind blows up his white one.
I see that he set a bar for you, Sandy. You have a goal to aim for now. You need to be able to wear a dress like that to make that come true.
Look at that selfie I'm taking. Such a duck face. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling, Starry. Keep scrolling. It's my little black dress.
Wow. That's spectacular.
Starry cannot stop herself. For some reason, me cross-dressing is her trigger.
So AC, what's your beer of choice?
I tend to like Belgian Darks. I'm a really big fan of one of my favorite is so my favorite beers of choice. Three Philosophers, anything out of Almagang, who is a Quebecian brew house. Absolutely love anything. Three Philosophers, their Rare Vols. Any of their stuff is just some of my favorite stuff out there. It's great. Let's see. There is a nice... there's a beer in this area called Prankster, and it's actually a fantastic a fantastic beer. Costs $5 for like a big growler, and it's listed as on Beer Advocate as like a top 90, like 95% beer, just by its quality. It's fantastic for the price. So that's one of my big go-tos. And one thing I've gotten really interested in is there's actually a brewery just really close to where we live, of a place called Drake's. And Drake's had this, they have a coffee robusto beer. So it's a dark beer mixed with coffee, very strong, deep coffee notes. But they took that and put it inside of a bourbon barrel for 8 months, pulled it out, and it had this nice coffee deep taste in the beginning that then moved into a soft bourbon note at the bottom. Like, it was fantastic. It's probably
Oh my God.
It was so amazing. I was so sad when they ran out of it, but it was just this, it just started as a deep, rich flavor and then just turned into this nice velvety bourbon at the back. And I was like, oh, I could drink this every moment of my life and be dead. But yeah, that's die happy. Yeah, sure. Either way. But yeah, I the funny thing is that the San Francisco Bay Area is all about its IPAs, and I can't really stand IPAs. Like, it's just because hops grow really well in the same arid areas that grapes grow. So they're just like, sure, let's grow some Cascade hops there too. And IPAs taste like here's your bottle of Advil. Or your bottle of aspirin, just start drinking it down. Everyone here just goes, oh, this stuff's great. It's great if you're eating like a Reuben or a pastrami, something that can counteract it. But by itself, it's just too much. Sandy, what can you take down?
Right now I normally drink tea. Lots of tea.
Ooh, such a rebel.
When it comes to like alcoholic stuff, I can have cider because it's not carbonated. I can have most hard liquors because they're not carbonated. I love me some mudslides. And like certain beers I can have, but I have to drink very, very slowly. I'm still a big fan of Lakewood's Temptress.
Oh, yeah.
And so when we do our super official Nightmare Nights planning meetings at the local pub, I can get it, but I have to sip at it. It takes me like an hour to drink it and not feel sick. But it's good.
You're a cheap date.
Yes, I'm a very cheap date, and I get drunk very quick too. So I'm a really cheap date. Keep that in mind, AC.
And later, he could put on the dress.
I know, I'll bring the dresses.
Watch out, Starry.
Woo! I get to watch.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I hope that doesn't get edited out.
Shit. M edits this show. Like, he's going to remove that? That's pure blackmail. He lives for that kind of stuff.
M finally gave up on me.
Yeah, he gave up on all of us. He just equalizes the show, makes us sound better, and then just goes, whatever those idiots said, that's sticking. So, let's see. And good to see you at BabsCon. I have a feeling that what we just said is going to possibly be something we get at the con. So, by the way, I
like me some cider. Woodchuck is good. Strongbow is all right. I like the sweeter, not the dry.
Well, mine's going to be dry. Matter of fact, mine is one of the explanation for my cider I'm going to have is like, listen, this is the Applejack of cider. It's not particularly fancy. It's not particularly sweet. It's alcohol. It's cider. It may not have a great flavor, but it works really hard. It's a very powerful cider. So you're going to drink a bottle and go, this is a cider. That's okay. Then you're going to drink bottle 2 and go, wow, that was a cider. It grew on me a lot.
I'm looking forward to trying your cider, AC.
I'm interested. I've got 10 gallons of this stuff that needs to get drank. Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure we'll find some people. I imagine
this week will be quite interesting.
Yep. All right, let's finish this up. Feather, what do we got?
All right, we got one more. Dear AC, Chef, and Starry, hello to any of the guests that might be there also. This email is really just some thoughts I have on the Mod Pie episode. I know it's a little late. The episode is actually one of my favorites for a few reasons. Number 1, Maud herself. At the beginning of the episode, I really wasn't sure what to think of her. While I did find her character a great balance to Pinky's pinkiness, I just really didn't know what to think. But near the end, I found Maud growing on me, like moss on a rock. She was ready to help out her family when they needed her, which is a quality I admire. Number 2, the moral. Even in my personal life, I have found that there are some people you just don't click with, just like in the episode. But I have found many a friend because we find someone or something we both care about, and it becomes a friendship. I feel like this episode's lesson was one I had experienced in my own life. Even though this is a show about little ponies, one of the reasons I enjoy it is that it has very down-to-earth meanings. Lots of things in the show are good qualities or lessons that can and should be applied in your life. Well, thanks for the great podcast. Keep up the good work. Sincerely, Blazing 47s, a.k.a. Lan.
Lan or Ian? I don't know.
Ian? Oh, Ian.
I don't know.
It looks like a lowercase L.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Yeah. Mod Pie was a great episode.
It's a good one.
I liked it in the end, too. Yep.
I really liked how deadpan she was.
Or the
no
fact
matter
that
what the situation was.
Well, she was very deadpan, but even at the end of the episode, like she cracked that smile when talking about Pinkie Pie, and it's just kind of like, okay, she's a good sister. It's just she's very, 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 very sedate. Very sedate. Rocks. Okay. So yeah. Mod Pie was a good episode. All right, let's move forward. 5-star iTunes bronies. You detail all these stuff, Sandy. I need to go find things. I need to find cool things.
Well, we were at 830 last I checked. We've got lots and lots of ratings and reviews. Latest being our good friend Desert Nocturne, who's always reliable at giving us reviews. We looked at the What's Hot earlier. We were 24th of the top 120 because reasons. And, 24th. And, we had a donation this week from H. Cedios. That's every little bit's cool to get. So we have cool thing time. Mine is not pun related in the least. It is Bully La Bully. So a while back, there was a Tumblr set of images that was like, what would happen if 4 kids, the old anime bastardization studio, decided to do Kill la Kill. And like Senketsu is like named like Tommy Ketchup, and only if you have to pour ketchup on him and he gains powers, turns to a hot dog costume, and other such horrifying things. The 4 devas are called the 4 bullies, and somebody actually went through the trouble of making a 4 kidsified trailer using that very same design idea. It is incredibly cringy, and it would probably be exactly what would happen if 4 Kids was still around to ruin an awesome anime series. Yeah. Rayuko is called Riley Matthews. And she's trying to hunt down the person who put her father into prison / the Shadow Realm. It's so amazing. So what do you got, Ed?
Something I came across the other day. It is a tutorial for a source filmmaker from the 4th Aggie, who is, of course, from Texas A&M, or went to Texas A&M. And SFM, something that I looked at and said, well, that might be neat to play around with. There's some pretty decent animations that come out of it. And I figured for anyone who actually wanted to get started on it, this was a nice little way to start with the basics and learn how to load up a scene, load up a model, and start playing around with making your pony twist and turn into a pretzel.
Sweet.
He does some really nice models and animations too. So his site is pretty neat.
See, what we need now is, and this is something that Derpy Squad's been after. Now that we have Goat Simulator, somebody needs to insert the Derpy model from SFM as a workshop thing. They've already model swapped out for like the heavy. It would not be hard to model swap Derpy into Goat Simulator. And then Bronies would buy it forever.
I have not played Goat Simulator yet. I have to admit.
I've seen a couple videos. I don't plan on buying it, but it's just one of those. This is a goofy physics simulator, and lol, it's a goat. It's kind of one note. I'll pick it up when it's on Steam sale for $250. You know.
Yeah. Oh, Apple, you picked a good one.
So, guys,
Oh man.
tell me, which of these two things is worse? Bronies or juggalos? I have my opinions.
Well, I have mine too, but
It's juggalos. They're the worst. So our friends over at Horse News, who continue to be the world's worst at being the world's best at being the world's worst, I'll say it like that. They posted an article recently that was about who is worse, bronies or juggalos. And juggalos are the worst. Sorry for any juggalos in the crowd. You're the worst. They received a retort.
It is quite the wall of text.
It is amazing. Because it starts with this. I'm going to blow your mind because you're about to read an intelligent, well-thought-out argument from an educated juggalo with a minimal grammatical errors, completely forgetting the fact that there's no such thing as a paragraph break in this entire thing. And the entire block of text feels like someone that was writing every single word of this as if they were losing their breath during. It's like, seriously, how can I send a copy of a cute little prose to nationalautism.org and see how funny and ironic they find it that you let someone essentially compare a lack of moral compass and debauchery to blind, and you are the only to disgrace the bronies everywhere. You are a disgrace to the humanity for the complete and utter lack of compassion on the issue. You should have immediately looked at that post and said, well, it's kind of funny. And so, like,
It just keeps going.
It's a wall of amazing text, and it manages in no ways to stay intelligent or appear educated or professional. Yay! It
is a magical thing. Yes, you can count on Horse News to be it sure is something. They run a pretty good Twitter account, though.
Yeah, and they were the ones that brought up Brosen, and then everyone found out that Brosen was actually something.
Like, this is a thing. Well, yeah, it's okay, because it's okay for anybody to like stuff.
So,
I did see that they reported that Dark Skies has been taken down.
Yeah,
that was a Scam Sam finally decided that he wasn't going to take people's money and run. Considering the amount of life ruination that the 4chan has already rendered upon him and his scummy little friends and their shit tier internet humor, I say that with quotation marks, group.
Yeah. I think finally that this saga has come to an end. It's probably about time that a post goes up on EQD or something just to be like, hey, this was a thing. Just so you know. Like,
I like his last plea for money was saying that, well, the game's still, but we'll have to shop it around to some publishers. And I'm going,
no, you won't. You stupid, slimy jerk.
Hey, you know who might want it? Iron Galaxy. They work on anything. Oh.
Good, gross. They'll work on any damn game. Just get Dave Lang to do it. Jeez. Ugh, that monster.
Can you imagine that pitch session though? I would almost pay for video of that pitch session. You have what kind of game? A pony simulator. A dating simulator for ponies. We think we'll take a pass on that.
Yeah.
But guys, it's going to have explicit content. You can have sex with the ponies. Yeah, we're double passing.
Meanwhile, the guy's hitting speed dial for the SPCA on his phone.
I think these guys are doing some shady shit.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that particular saga is over. I'm just really disappointed that Kickstarter didn't take action even after it was really shown to be a scam. But the Kickstarter is disappointing in many, many ways. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, since they hadn't actually done anything that would be against their TOS on their site, but they did enough, stuff to raise red flags that I would have at least paused them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you could say that it could have been he says, she says, people going against each other stuff that really didn't factor into it. And ultimately, it never met its goal. I guess they could avoid, if it never actually made it, then they avoid the situation by that case. But if it was going to make it, then that would have been a cause for them to look into it further. So... it's a whole crazy saga on that Dark Skies thing. Just remember, guys, if you really, really want a Brony dating simulator, you don't need to spend $7,500 on it. What did they need that money for?
Rent.
Remember, that Fighting is Magic team? How much money did they pick up for that? Nothing. What of this project looked like it required money? To get it published? That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. Nobody ever would have published that. To get more assets, to get more things done? I don't understand. There was no understanding of what that money was for besides we want money. If the game is 95% done, then publish it. Then the people that spend money get... it's shady on all edges. There was nothing about that had any side of it not appearing as anything other than a giant scam.
Yeah.
The guy doing it straight up admits in different places it's a scam. Then later admits it's a joke in the updates. Then later admits, well, come on, guys, let's just get it. It'll all be funny. It'll be a great funny joke. Ha ha ha. And you still get to fuck horses. God.
Yeah, this is why, some people should just not be on the internet. You're not funny. Get off.
Yeah.
Go become a monk or something. Do something with your life. And we're just going to end the show on that note because seriously, it's silly.
Happy vibes. Yay!
Yay!
Hey, Feather, thanks for jumping in.
Hey, thank you very much for having me on.
Hey, good to have you. Next week is our Peter New.
Yep.
I'm sorry to say you're not a Peter New Featherprop, but you're pretty close.
I try. I gotta. Yeah, I can't match Peter. There's no way.
I don't think we can match Peter. Whenever
I think Peter could play all of us and 2 or 3 other characters at the same time and just do his own show. And we could all sit back and eat popcorn.
I mean, whenever we do stuff with someone like Peter or with the other ones, it just feels like, we're just pretty much sitting there going how do we direct this guy to do all the best stuff? How do we he can run the show. We just need to make sure that the show keeps moving so he can keep doing the good stuff. So
it's kind of like doing an interview with Kaiser Soze.
Yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. You're doing great. So yeah, we'll have Peter New, voice of your big red apple pony, on the show next week, as well as voice of small timid mongoose.
Mongoose. Yes.
Littlest Pet Shop. Still a pretty good show.
And he is not, in fact, a superhero.
Nope.
With Panda sidekick.
Nope. With Panda. All right. So we also, Sandy, you're a Thundermaker bringer guy, dude.
You always count on me.
I do. And my fans, Sandy's fans, all of our fans, the fans that listen to the show, be it if it's Bronyville or Fandom Unlimited or Fandom U or whatever we end up calling it. May just be Fandom U. I don't know.
It's a show that we do.
Yep. And we're going to workshop that out and figure it out when Sandy comes over here in about a week and a few days. So yeah, thank you all for listening, be it if you are on justin.tv/Bronyville podcast, listening to this every single week, or if you are, just your podcast listener downloading this show as you do. Thank you all. It is fantastic that you listen to us gab on and be crazy every week. Anyway, BronyShow.com, BronyvillePodcast.com is the email address. Bronyville@gmail.com, by the way, is the email address you can send stuff to, and we'll read it on the show. Join us roughly every Saturday, noon Pacific Daylight Time at justin.tv/Bronyville Podcast. iTunes reviews, we do love them so. And we'll say your name on here and say good things about you, like how pretty you are, or how pretty we assume you are. You can listen to the show on Celestia Radio every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. My Twitter account is at Bronyville.
Mine's Asher Sandy.
I am part of the Bronies of Northern California.
And I'm the dude in charge of Brony's North Texas.
And conventions, we're going to be at BabsCon.
Yep, we'll be all over the place, but you can count on some shenanigans from us.
No, much tomfoolery. There's gonna be. I'm trying to prevent myself from running in with my shirt off during the EFN panel, but I'm just saying. And Nightmare Nights Dallas.
Hey,
that's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yep. So, all right, that's gonna take care of Bronyville episode 144. We sure have been doing a lot of these.
Yep.
All right.
Ride never ends.
It sure doesn't. 150 approaches. We'll have to workshop that too.
All right.
Sandy, let's finish this thing up.
Yep.
Okay. Sleep well, every pony.
Adios. Hit the button. Yay. Oh yeah, pony on.